Hi folks, it's Danny at Bradley James Classics, and I'm bringing you a trading car today. Now this one is a 4x4 by Nissan, and it is the Pathfinder. It's a year 56, so that means it's from late 2006. It's covered 152,000 miles. It has a stamped up service book, and it was last serviced a few months ago and not very many thousand miles ago, so it needs nothing spending on it. It has an MOT till October 2024. It's had recent brakes, and it also had a new rear exhaust. Now it is a big spec top of the range model, which does have leather seats. It has a colour sat nav and heated seats. It's a manual gearbox, and the Aventura is the model, and that pretty much means it's got all the bits. Now these are 7-seater cars. Let's have a little look inside so you can see some of the space. It looks to have been very well looked after. It's very clean and tidy when it come in. And if you look at access into the rear, I'll just lift the lever up here, and then you can hop in, and there's those extra seats. They do have headrests, let's pull up, and there's good footroom in there, so that's good enough for adults as well. So 3 rows of seating and a total of 7 seats. Centre armrest that pulls out, a nice set of carpet mats throughout, good quality carpeting. There's that armrest, and a nice big 4x4. That doesn't have to be a 4x4. Oh, it's beeping at me. It's beeping at me a bit more. So let me just hop in, and it's a bit warmer in here. That's better. So here we have the interior. I mentioned it's a manual gearbox. Now after 152,000 miles, I'm afraid the gear knob has gone a little bit bald. But it does have, as I say, the screen at the top here. This is the heated seating I mentioned. It does have air conditioning, and it also has a separate heater control for the rear, which is quite nice. A nice big glove box. That's the spare. I'm sorry, that's the wheel bolt. There's the dealer folder. I'm afraid there's only one key with this car, but here we can see the service book, which has been stamped up, and the last one was 151,000 miles, so it was only about 1,500 miles ago it was last serviced. Here's a sunroof with a blind, and being, as I say, the top of the range model, it's all very nice in here. There's a CD player, and let me just hop out again. It's one of those cars that you only need to have a key in your pocket, and if you then turn this, it starts. Oh, I ought to mention that one of the nice things about the car is that it does have the ability, as you can see from that dial there, to be driven in just 2-wheel drive. You can then, it's an electronic switch that takes it, here we are, from 2-wheel drive. You can put it into auto, you can go into low gear, and then you can go into high as well. So that's an electronic switch. So most of the time you can be driving around in just 2-wheel drive, and that of course will save you rather a lot of fuel. It's beeping to tell me that I haven't turned it off fully. Alloy wheels all round, a good set of tyres, some bodywork imperfections. There's some scuffing to the paintwork here when I get in close. A little bit of a scuff to the corner here. And there's just one area of the paintwork which I'll try and see. This low level here, there's a little bit of a crease low down in the door. Nothing too drastic, but it's worth pointing out. The paintwork generally is pretty good on this car, considering it is getting on a bit. You've got some very knobbly tyres. That looks like there's a lot of life left in that particular tyre. I've got a little bit of a crack here in the back. And here we are, the back of the car. Now, you're not going to get a great deal of space. Well, actually, it's not too bad, considering that's actually got the other seats up. That's not a bad little bit of boot space. But as you can imagine, if I then drop down this, you can then see just how much bigger that is. Previously, I had the seats up so you could see what it looked like with a third row, but you can see it's pretty massive if I put those down. So we're going to walk back round, one final little look around the car, and here it is. Oh, apologies, there's the lawnmower coming around the corner. But I just really wanted to give you a bit of an idea overall what the car was looking like. And I will do a slower walk around. I think it really is only this one area where it's got a little bit of a ripple down at the low level, but other than that it's got tinted glass in the back, so it's got a handsome big 4x4. These have a 2.5 turbo diesel engine in them, well known for their reliability, these Nissans. And as I say, this one literally just come into us as a part exchange, drives particularly well, very long MOT. Just had a bunch of work carried out, which included the brakes and also a new exhaust section. I believe it was the rear section that was replaced, and I think you'll be quite impressed with the overall condition of the car. I mean, if you look very closely, I'm sure virtually every panel has got at least a small mark on it. But as I say, it's just that one area that I pointed out, which is a little rippled, which I showed you from a few angles. But the rest of the car, bar, I think I showed you a bit of a scuffing down on this panel here. Nice bright headlamps. And it's particularly clean and tidy inside. It has these running boards. I think I mentioned the alloys with good tyres. And electric adjustable seats. Nice big leather seats actually in here. And manual gearbox. I have to say to you, what's not to like? It's a good... Oh, I'm glad I just pointed that out. It does have a crack in the windscreen. It's at low level. It's good enough to get through an MOT. But it's a good idea to mention it's there. So folks, hopefully you've seen this Nissan Pathfinder from various angles. She's in stock at the moment, a part exchange, and I think you'll find this one a good deal. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.